Hello bicycles, my name is Hotsty and welcome back to another day in Minecraft without mining as always in this series. And today we will finish off what we started in the last episode. This entails the terraforming, which is mostly done, but we have quite a bit of torch spam that I want to get rid of with different kind of lighting things up. Then we have our cliffs, which currently are just stone, so they need a bit more love and more details. And we want to add a bit of bushes and trees to brighten up the grass slopes that we have. And lastly, here in the middle there is quite a bit of open space that we want to cover up. As you can see, we have quite a lot of things that we have to get to, and that's not even all of the open projects that we have here, but we will get to everything eventually.
For lighting, we have options. One is glow lichen, which is nice because it can be slapped on almost any surface and does not give the full light level but creates a cozy atmosphere. And then there are light blocks like the verdant frog light, which has this green tinge which matches the grass rather nicely, and we can hide that either in some bushes or under some green or moss carpet.
Improving the cliffs has two aspects. One is texture and the other is structure. The texture, we deal with different kind of stone blocks like andesite and cobblestone bringing into the mix. And for the structure, we use different shapes of all the blocks like walls, slabs and stairs, and bringing all this together makes this look way better than it did at the beginning. As I mentioned last time, we need a wall here, and I think we will steal a design also from last time, just switch the color palette around. So let's swirl it into existence. Et voila! With tree building there are three phases. The first one is the wooden phase, or the ugly phase, because with just the trunk and the trees and the branches it's looking awkward and naked. And I went here for a mix of oak for the most part with some spruce mixed in, mainly in places where I hope those will be the darker spots with less light, so that it generates kind of a shadow effect. Then of course we have fences and fence gates. And then we can proceed with trying to dress this nakedness up in leaves, and hopefully we can do something similar with the leaves as well, to have darker leaves in some spaces like we did already with most of our buildings, where the leaves are getting lighter towards the top where there is more light, and here underneath we can have maybe some birch or spruce leaves that have a bit of a darker tone to them. The tree is now clad up in leaves, and from up here I think this looks just great. We can just make out darker colors underneath. That of course, if you look from above, it's not that noticeable. Looking from below, you mainly notice the darker tones and not so much the lighter tones at the top, and only if you have a perspective from the side you really see the difference. The way I approach this is leaving in the tree some air gaps so it's not that compact. And I think this turned out quite okay. I'm not the best tree builder, don't do that very often, so it takes a bit back and forth. So I think the last piece of the puzzle, the third step, is dressing this up a bit more, and for that I do have some vines, a few cobwebs, bit bone meal for spicing the grass up. We probably have to do that all around the base where we have terraformed and placed grass, but then also spruce and stone buttons to add a bit more details on the tree trunk, but also here on the floor. This looks more like it, with bit of grass all around it, some knobbly bits here on the tree trunk, sparingly placed cobwebs in the tree, and hopefully limited enough vines to prevent them from growing. We'll see how that goes. Here it already has spread, so we might need to clip them and further limit their growth. And I also went and basically extended the same kind of treatment to wherever we have placed grass last time for the terraforming. So the last piece that we have to consider here is the big open space here between the buildings, and there I think from this end we will have this set of combination of stones. Maybe here we will have to figure out the transition in heights. Well, heights are not always everywhere the same, but over there I'm thinking maybe having a combination with deep slate and cobbled deep slate. And for the deep slate, of course, we need to use our smelter that we have also constructed and hidden in a building to get that from the cobbled deep slate. So I will get to that, gather the materials, and then I can grind away and fill in all the floors between the buildings, and then we shall see where we end up after that. This last bit was a bit grindy, but I want to finish it all. Even here we have a backside, which I admit is quite ugly, but I think it's better to have a backside than having it open. And here we have floor that transitions from deep slate to stone, and then here on this side we have this structure that I hinted about last time. I don't know quite where I got the inspiration, but I think it's some science fiction film, movie. Could be Aliens, could be Independence Day, something like that. And with that, we are done here in the base. The reason why the backside is just a bit ugly is I'm not sure if I need to add further farms back there, so we have the possibility to extend things over there, but for the time being, this is just as it is. And here you can see we have our two farms for slime and gunpowder, and those are covered with glass, again with the fog effect, so we do not diminish the productivity of the farm itself. But this concludes the second phase of this series, and what the third phase brings along, you will have to wait for the next episode, so don't forget to subscribe so you can tune in whenever that will happen. Until then, goodbye!